The camera picks up on absolutely everything. Every tiny change in body language, facial expression and mood. I knew that if I tried to get the non-actors in my no-budget feature film to deliver lots of scripted lines, they would completely freeze up, become too rigid, and it would all look forced and not realistic. On top of that, a lot of the time would be consumed trying to get them to remember their lines on shooting days. Just as importantly, I knew they wouldn't really enjoy the process, and making sure they enjoyed it was absolutely key to this whole thing working. Enthusiasm is also very contagious. I wanted the non-actors to feel relaxed, comfortable and confident when it came time to them shooting their scenes, especially if it involved them filming scenes with other people they had never met before or hardly knew. To get the best out of them, I cannot stress enough how they needed to enjoy the process and to enjoy being there. I also knew not to install any fear, negativity, worry, stress or any other irrelevant and unhelpful nonsense into the heads of the non-actors prior to commencing filming, or even during the filming by me angrily shouting directions at them from the sidelines. That was absolutely the worst thing that I could possibly do, and it would not motivate them, not encourage them, it would not make them enjoy being there, it certainly would not get the best out of them, and it would also be doubtful if any of them would even want to come back. Yes, time was always against us and it was always the battle to be had, but apart from on a few rare occasions, I never mentioned time as a factor for them to worry about. I always explained very clearly to each of them what I was after prior to each scene being shot, what we were trying to achieve with the scene and how it slots into the film and who in the film their character represents, like you would to any actor appearing in anything. When we shot takes, I knew to be patient because it would usually be quite a few takes before they got warmed up, were relaxing into the swing of things, and I also found it was the latter takes anyway that a lot of the great stuff was being found. Sometimes I would just let the camera keep running and not interrupt them by me stopping and starting, and instead I would just allow them to do some acting in long bursts. On some other occasions I wouldn't even offer directions to them at all, but instead I would let them all figure it out amongst themselves to see where it went naturally out of pure curiosity, and also to get them to feel more involved. When I did give out directions, I was careful with when was the right time to offer it to them as a group, or to instead take each one aside individually away from the group to suggest pointers to. I was always very respectful and appreciative of them even being there, for them to take the time out of their lives and to come and get involved unpaid. I also believe that it was my earlier experience of making online promo videos and learning how to shoot interviews that had come back in very useful ways. I had learned how to put a person being filmed, often someone with no experience, at ease and help them open up in front of the camera, usually very quickly, while also managing the camera and the sound at the same time. When shooting the group scenes for Electrician, if things went well, I always made a point of giving genuine praise, but I also knew that all of the people appearing in it were very confident, strong-minded adults, so I didn't need to tiptoe around them too much or treat them too softly when things didn't go well. They all bought into what I was doing. They showed real commitment and a real desire to wanting to be there, and they all very much wanted me to tell them honestly what my thoughts and opinions were to get it right, even if it meant criticizing them sometimes. If something wasn't working out so well, I would make various suggestions to them depending on what was happening and what was specifically needed. For example, for them to just change a mannerism a little, or deliver a line in another tone of voice, or use their body language in a slightly different way, or to think of the scene or their character in another way. Perhaps because they were all non-actors, they accepted this input from me, especially about their acting, without any hesitation or question, which I also found helpful and very time efficient. I would also be very flexible about things and very open to completely adapting an entire scene to suit more of what they could do rather than what I had originally planned. Or I would just abandon a scene altogether and move on if it was quite obviously just never going to work, to not waste valuable time. This is where having things written down in the script is one thing, but on the actual days of filming, some things just don't work out, or they don't translate as well as you had anticipated from off the page. So making very quick decisions, having a backup plan, and being able to adapt in those instances is crucial. I tried my best to work around all of them as much as possible, but if there was one aspect that stood out to me that all the non-actors needed a constant, gentle reminder of for them to better their performances, it was for me to ask them to slow down. This was something I had noticed when I first ever started to film people talking on camera several years earlier, and now very early on with Electrician, I was seeing it once again. I found that as soon as I was shouting out action, more often than not, the non-actors would try and rush through the scene to get to the end of it as quickly as possible and hurry through what I had asked them to do, as if we were about to run out of camera battery or something. It was like a big race against time to frantically fit it all in. Naturally, I understood why they did this, because of nerves, not being used to being in front of a camera, and obviously because they're not trained actors. So I had to keep telling them to slow it down with their performances, even to ridiculous levels where it seemed almost unnatural in real life. But it worked, and eventually they took that piece of advice on board automatically, and in my opinion it was a game changer with the naturalistic performances they all gave. Also, by me asking them to slow down physically and reassuring them time was not an issue, it helped slow them down mentally, to gather their thoughts better and for them to think of better things to say at times, especially when reacting to others around them during improvisation. Everyone involved was quite a unique character, some big personalities, brilliant senses of humour and some sharp minds, and those were some of the reasons why they got chosen to appear in it. They frequently offered brilliant suggestions to improve a scene, and I can still clearly remember filming some particular group scenes where we would all work it out together and improve on the previous take by openly discussing it out loud to one another about what had worked and what hadn't worked and the best way to improve on it on the next take. We would continue doing that for as many as 10 takes at a time until we had all collectively together created the outcome that could be seen in the final film. I very much came with the approach that this was our film that we were making, that it was a team effort, and that if an idea was good and it worked, then it didn't matter who it came from, because ultimately the bottom line was always what's best for the film overall, which I think they all picked up on. Everyone dressed accordingly to the suggestions I gave them, because obviously there was no stylist or wardrobe involved. Playback monitors rarely worked, so they trusted my feedback blindly, which was ideal actually, because I didn't want them over-analysing themselves by watching themselves back on the monitor. We were unable to have any rehearsal days before the actual days of filming, because that would have just been asking too much of everyone's time. I was also reluctant to have any rehearsals during the actual filming days without the camera rolling, because I was afraid I would miss out on capturing something amazing. And also because I was worried they would all get frustrated or bored by repeating the same takes over and over again. In the end, any rehearsals of scenes we did on filming days, I would just film, even though I knew that I would have to sit through it all later on in the edit. Since there was no intimidating large camera setups pointed at the non-actors or other elaborate equipment setups, there was no large crew of people behind the camera staring at them, no strangers so to speak, and it was only me really as the person evaluating their performances. This greatly helped to put them at ease even more and help me get a performance from them, which I had already suspected would be the case. At times I would set up the camera in a position where they could not even see where it was placed, to help further take their mind off of it being there and any pressures of filming. I tried not to ask them to move around a lot or hit markers while they said their lines, because I knew I was already asking a lot of them and pushing them hard. The characters in Electrician typically stand still or are sat down while talking to one another. This was done on purpose to prevent the non-actors from moving around, and I also didn't have the equipment to be able to follow them around with a camera. I let them know how much physical room they had or didn't have to move around in within the framing of the shot, but again I always try to avoid filling their heads up with too much information, for them to remember, and I wanted to free them up as much as possible to just act and to enjoy it. As time went on and we filmed more regularly, many of them grew into their roles and became much more confident, to the point where I was genuinely blown away by how good it was getting. I honestly feel that a lot of them could pursue further acting roles if they really wanted to. Of course, if you went through the final film with a fine-tooth comb, you'd notice that the acting in some scenes is stronger than in others, but that's true of nearly every film, and it's equally true of almost every other aspect of production, not just the acting. Overall, I personally think they all done superbly. Some moments were just absolutely stunning, especially considering they had never done anything like this before, and I cannot thank them enough. Some also went very much out of their way to help me even further with the film outside of the roles they played, above and beyond what was expected of them, and again, this is something I am always super thankful for.
452, getting pulled in the toilet. Action.
Sorry.
Can you have another title?
Can you call it something else?
I knew you was going to laugh at that.
Pulled off.
Getting pulled in the toilet.
That done you, didn't it?
Alright.
Sorry.
452. Toilet. Action.
You're only on this job as a favour to your old man, and you're making me look a prick. Can you do some work?
I'm not the only fucking one on site, Helmet. There's plenty of people here. You keep tugging me.
Don't call me Helmet.
Look at him. All he does is fucking sit down.
I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to you. All I'm asking you to do is pull your weight, and you get paid as a result. Is it that
I
fucking
get paid
difficult?
no matter. I get paid at the end of the fucking week no matter what. You don't pay my wages. Your boss pays my fucking wages.
And who do you think I report to? This can all go back to him. All I'm asking you to do is do what you're employed to do. Is it that difficult to understand?
I'm pulling my fucking weight.
You're not. You're fucking about in there. You're watching film clips, porn clips, whatever. Just do what you're here to do. Do your job.
And stop. Good. So we're going to go again.
How good was that?
That was fucking really good.
That's what I do for a living, mate.
Alright, so come back in.
Not in the
don't
venue
go
like
break,
this,
because we got you right where you want it right. Ready? Just bear in mind, just try. I don't want to restrict you too much, but try not to scream and shout because it just the
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, mate, I just need you to sort of like be more. That's it. Yeah.
My name's Barry.
When he called you Helmet, he said, "Fucking call me Helmet."
My name's not even Helmet, it's Barry.
I'm not that offended by it, though. I'm not that offended by it.
And mentioning him, you know, you keep finding him in sleep. All right, ready? Action.
Sorry. I need 2 seconds. I was a bit slow.
Right.
Right.
Action.
You're only on this job as a favour to your old man. Can you please start pulling some weight?
You're actually like I'm the only one who ain't doing anything, fucking Helmet.
Don't call me Helmet.
Man, all he does is sit on a fucking chair all day.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you. If you're not fucking watching porn, you're watching women's heads get blown off. It's fucking pathetic. You're here to do a job. Can you just simply do it? Is it that much to ask?
You acting like you owe me a favour.
It is a fucking favour. That's why you're here. Do you want to get paid at the end of the week?
I get paid at the end of the week no matter fucking what. You don't pay my wages. Your boss pays my wages.
Yes, and who do I report to? It's quite simple. Just pull your fucking weight and you get paid. End of.
Good.
I mean, basically, when you say end of, it's not going anywhere else after that, is it?
All right, ready? Just gonna keep going.
Step back. Say, my name's not even Helmet.
I'm not offended by Helmet, though. It's got to be something more offensive.
When you
Hitler.
talk, I really need you. Sorry, I just really need you to talk this way into the because what you're doing is.
I'm looking at him, yeah, so it's very
you're
difficult.
moving around, so your voice is going in and it's going out.
Okay.
You just need a constant.
Right.
Remember, say your name's not even Helmet.
And remember, yeah, say, look, I keep finding you asleep. Action.
You're only here as a favour to your old man. All I'm asking is you to pull your weight. Is it that difficult?
You're acting like I'm the only one on this fucking site who ain't working, Helmet.
Don't call me fucking Helmet. How many times have I got to tell you? All I'm asking you to do is quite simple, is do what you're employed to do.
I mean, look at him. All he does is sit on a fucking chair all day.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you. If you're not watching porn, you're watching other snuff movies. Just fucking grow up, will ya? You're here to work. Do you want to get paid at the end of the week or what?
I will get paid at the end of the week no matter fucking what. You don't pay my wages. Your boss pays my wages.
Yes, and that's who I report to. So it's quite simple. Do some work and you get paid. Fuck about, you don't.
This ain't a fucking school helmet. This is a site. It's a
Don't
building
call me
site.
fucking helmet.
Keep going, honestly, keep going. I'm just going to leave it. I think it's
Okay.
good. I just want to leave it running.
Or Barry.
You can mention, remember, they're the whole labourer. You were a fucking labourer. You was a labourer 2 weeks ago. We were labouring together.
We was fucking on par last. No, okay, sorry.
Right, from the top, ready?
Right.
3.
Or what were you doing when you wasn't a site agent? You
I was in movies.
3, 2, 1. When he says something to you about, well, you does it in a fucking. Feel free to say something back.
Yeah, but can I just say, like, previously I've looked over there and I'm not doing that. Do you think that works better, me looking over there, or keep my eyes?
No, I want you both to be this way.
What you could say is, no, it ain't. But it is.
Yeah. Quality.
All right, ready?
Oh, you know.
Action.
You are only here as a favour to your dad. Please, do your job.
You acting like I'm the only one who ain't on working it. Sorry.
All right, start from the top. 3, 2, 1. Action.
You are only here as a favour to your old man. Can you please act responsibly and do some fucking work?
You act like I'm the only one who ain't working helmet.
Don't call me fucking helmet. How many times I got to tell you? It's quite simple. You know what you got to do. Can you do it? I'm finding you asleep. I'm finding you watching silly fucking movies. Can you just grow up and do some work?
He don't do no fucking work. He's always sitting down.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you. Yes, kind of. That, him saying that like through us, didn't it?
Right.
Oh, no, it ain't.
But you know what would be funny if you got all the films mixed up and wrong?
Yeah.
Watching Geezer's cocks being blown off. And then you can pull him on and go,
That's
no,
not
it's
true.
not. No, it's not. It's a game.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, but we might laugh a bit too much.
Yeah,
so
but try if you
okay.
Bumped in the head.
So what do I say? Yeah, just say get
Blown off and getting bumped in the head.
And then you try to turn him around from work and you're just correcting him on the film and he's like, fuck the film, I don't care about the film.
all sorts of bollocks.
Again.
You've got to keep going, please.
Well,
Yes.
you know, you could come in and out of the background as well, mate. Go into that room there.
Which one?
That room, no, that one.
Yeah.
And then turn around and walk back out
got
again.
what?
When,
Now this scene.
All sorts of bollocks.
That's not even true. We was watching a bloke
I
fucking
don't give a fuck what you're watching. What I'm saying is, can you please do your job?
He don't do fuck all. He sits on his chair the
I'm
whole
not
day.
talking to him. I'm talking to you. Do you want to get paid at the end of the week or
I
not?
will get paid no matter what. You don't pay my fucking wages. Your boss pays my wages.
Yeah. And I report to him. You carry on as you're going. That gets fed back. Just fucking grow up, will ya?
This ain't a fucking school helmet.
Don't call me helmet. How many fucking times? This is a place of work. That's what I'm asking you to do. It ain't that difficult.
And cut. Good.
I thought it. Yeah.
What?